All right. All right. Man, it's good to be back in the studio, eh? Like,
Yeah, it is.
Like, trying to do this virtually,
We're going to repeat the whole thing again.
bro.
The lag, terrible.
It's terrible, bro.
Let's not repeat the whole thing
It's
again.
only 16 minutes, so
We can repeat it. That's all
we
good.
can repeat it.
Do you want to do the intro right now?
Yeah,
Let's do the intro.
Yo! Welcome to another episode of the Cheatcoders podcast. My name is Rav, and I'm here with my usual suspects of Don Doing Stuff.
What's doing?
And all the way to my right is the most popular guy that I know.
Mr. Approachable.
Mr. Approachable, Mr. Beige Hat, Mr. Wild Thought, Christian Garcia.
I get so
Weak in the knees. All I hear is rain.
All I hear is raindrops.
And this is episode number 190, the road to 200.
190.
For context, we did 16 minutes of the podcast. You probably hear it on the audio version, but now we're doing the intro just for the video version. It's been such a long time since we've been in here.
Oh, gosh.
We forgot to press record on the
Forgot
camera.
to press record on the camera.
I'm afraid of heights.
We won't get into that.
I don't remember what we said.
That's a little preview of the people who want to listen to that conversation
Shout out to all
on
the
the
listeners
audio.
out there. Yeah. Shout out to all the people that listen to us purely on the Spotify's, on the on the audio streams, because yeah, we
I
appreciate
think we
you.
get more listeners than viewers.
We
So
appreciate you.
we give you that little nugget, little present from us, just to, we didn't talk about anything. We talked about phobias and his hat. That's all. But we are here today, and let's get into one of our segments. You want to go into your fun fact, or your That's
interesting. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right. That's
interesting. So we know that Garcia is Mr. Approachable, right? And like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It really is. And we in a previous episode, Raf was saying that in a room, like, he would approach Garcia first, then me. Even Krim said it. Like, she was like, "Oh, I'd approach Garcia first because you guys are mates already, and like you've shared more moments together." I also had to think about it. I reflected on this.
He got in his head.
Yeah.
I
didn't even do
reflected.
shit.
I reflected on this.
He got in his head. He's starting to do a segment.
I reflected on this, and I thought, maybe it's because I have a resting bitch face. Like,
Yeah.
I've got a resting bitch face.
You got two faces.
My face is just
Yeah, you
really
do.
intense.
You got resting bitch face and resting flirtatious
Flirt
face.
RBF and RFF.
So there's two things, because it could work both ways, because people might see the resting flirtatious face and be like, wow, this guy, is suave. I might have to, I'm magnetic to him. So I got to move closer and have a conversation. But then again, you got the other side. You're like Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But it's Don Doing Stuff and Don Valix.
It's very similar. It's just the eyelid height.
It's how high the eyelid is. If it's at half mast, then it's the resting flirtatious face.
Yeah.
If it's open, like a little more intense, I'm the resting bitch face. But like, I thought about it as well. Like, with women, it's fine to have a resting bitch face.
It's sexy.
I feel like because they can turn it into like being fierce, being like
Fierce, yeah.
for being like, it's empowering for them. But for guys, I just look like a dick. Like, I just look like a jerk, and I was like, maybe I need to change how I look in terms of like my look on my face is just really, really intense. It must come from like the martial arts training that I do. That's my concentration face.
Yeah.
My focus face is the like eyes wide open, just looking straight at the person.
So you can try and change your hobbies?
I'm going to try to change the way that I look. And I remember, it reminds me of a story. I was doing an event for work. I used to work with Google. And if you're a new person at Google, they call you nooglers, like new Googlers. And they give you one of these hats that has a propeller on it.
I've seen that shit on the internet.
Yeah. It's one of the, it's real. They actually have it. So it's a hat. different. It has the Google colors on it, and it has a propeller on it. And because I had to do an event with customers,
You're wearing that thing?
I needed to be on my laptop to check like people's registrations and all this stuff, but still be at the same time be approachable. And so what I did was I put this hat on my head, but I'm there on the computer, still like the eyes, intense face, but they just had this spinny propeller head.
You just look like a serial killer.
Just look like a really, really intense child. But
Fucking creep.
He looks like he looks like a child that's been put on timeout.
Yeah. A man child.
man child.
He's fucking typing furiously on his laptop. Fucking hell.
It's like, which store did you say you're from again?
So how are you going to change your face?
I was thinking this, like I was in front of the mirror, looking at myself. I'm like, okay, I need to like analyze it and break it down. And it made
That's
me
where you're
think,
going wrong, bro.
maybe it's like, maybe I just need to like force a smile, right? And it reminded me of that scene in Terminator where he's trying to teach Arnold Schwarzenegger's character to smile. He's like, you got to smile. Just be like, oh, show your teeth. And he goes into this creepy thing. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I looked like. I just like,
you're only smiling with your mouth.
Still,
you smile with your eyes too.
Still the intense eyes. Because I thought, okay, maybe it's the smile. So I had a smile, but my eyes are still intense. And that, like, I'm like, no, that's not working. That's not working. But like, I think I need to incorporate the resting flirtatious face in with the resting bitch face. Like, I need to somehow have my eyes like.
One of them is lazy and one of them is
maybe.
It's the wrong half.
Or I could be
cross section this way.
You look like Forrest Whitaker with a lazy eye.
So maybe I could just be tired all the time. Some eyes are just like this, like, you know, not fully open.
You'd be more welcoming though.
Or maybe I just should be high all of the time.
If you were high all the time, yeah, man, I'd approach you all the time, bro. Like, this guy's really laid back.
He's always happy.
He's always happy, man.
Because I'm approachable. I'm not so intense. I'm just like, yeah. So maybe now every time I'm out in public, I'm gonna be high.
Fucking hell.
See, that's you know what you did? You made him resort to drugs.
Yeah, no. It's peer pressure somehow. Fucking hell. I'll be like, hey, Don, you got any?
He looked into the mirror. He literally looked into the mirror and was like, you know what? You need drugs.
No, I'll make you more approachable.
You will be approached a lot.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
You will be approached a lot. Trying to get your weed.
Can I get a 20? Can I get a 20? Put it on tick. Fuck off.
Because it reminds me of also, I was somewhere and trying to find, and this is a bit of Patreon, but trying to find illicit substances, and I couldn't find any because
you Googled it.
Because people thought I looked like a policeman. They thought I was a cop. Because of how, like, I've just got like this kind of straight arrow type like vibe.
Oh wait, were you dressed for work? Is that why?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't dressed for work, but it might have also been the way I was asking. You guys have any drugs?
Wait, what? Who are you asking, bro?
I don't know how to ask for drugs. It's my thing. I don't know how to ask for drugs.
That's why.
Honestly, like, and maybe we can bring this up in the Patreon. Follow our Patreon if you haven't already subscribed to it. But yeah, like, I don't know how to ask for it. So I was just going to people like, hey, do you have any drugs? And he'd be like, the fuck? Get the fuck away from me. But no, like, do you have any, like
just work it into a conversation, done.
But I was just asking straight out, so
like
do
say,
you like to party?
If you're a Vivid, you're like, you know what, make this so much better. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of work it in there. I don't know, man. It is like you don't want to be like abrupt because, again, you sound like you're fucking trying to knock.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just found it interesting that
we went from like trying to change your face to be more approachable to the etiquette of like trying to ask for drugs.
It's such a weird thing, right? Like, because it's like before. Fuck, this isn't a Patreon thing. Fuck it. Before.
No, put this on a Patreon. If you want to listen to all these stories. Follow our Patreon. You'll hear it in the next episode.
As a young kid, like I never realized how open, not open, but how widely used it was. Like people that be like taking and stuff, like leisure kind of recreational drugs or whatever like that use. I didn't realize how many of my friends were like taking it until like my later years, you know. But then they've been taking it like much longer. I just didn't realize that it was that common. Because again, like Youth for Christ and shit, you know.
Yeah,
we grew up in the.
We were in a youth group, and
Yeah,
I was one of the leaders at the time.
I was on a natural high.
The Holy Spirit is giving me a high. I was one of the leaders in it, and it was always, and I think that's also part of my kind of demeanor. Like everyone thought I was like, everyone thinks that I'm this straight arrow sort of person, and so they don't.
Because of Jesus.
Maybe, yeah. Thanks, Jesus. They don't offer me any. They don't offer me any like of that stuff at all.
Yeah.
Even to a point where, like, you know, when we were younger, you'd be smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And it became a joke that you would offer me some, and then you'd be like, "You want to
Back off.
You'd be like, "Fuck, nah, get lost."
Yeah.
And because I wouldn't take any.
Not even nicotine.
He wouldn't offer me coffee at all. Like, just, you know, he's like, "Do you want any caffeine?" Nah, fuck off.
Do you want to watch an MA movie? Fuck off.
Nah.
MA movie.
You're too
Remember those
straight
days?
and narrow. Too straight and narrow for that one.
Were you one of those guys like I don't know, like even though you watch MA movies all the time, but when you hit 15, you're like, yeah.
Time to move on to the next one.
There was
Time to move on to drugs.
there was
At 15.
there was I think the first MA movie that I watched in the cinema was it was a kidnapping movie with
Taken.
not Taken, it was
Mel Gibson.
Ransom.
Yeah.
That movie. And I was so disappointed
Because of Mel Gibson.
because of Mel Gibson, but also because I was like, oh, I thought there was going to be more action in this, and I thought it was going to be like, you know, this and that. And I'm like, chose the wrong first movie to watch in the cinema as MA, because like everyone thought it was this big deal, like, oh, mature audiences don't let anyone under 15 years old watch it,
Right.
You know. And
But when you turned 18, right, did you do like, so that was the very first thing that I did as an 18-year-old, was to go to the video store and rent an R-rated movie.
yeah,
But it wasn't like porn or anything. Like it was, you know, those old action movies like Steven Seagal and shit. They showed a lot of tits.
he probably said the
It
word
became
fuck.
an R-rated. I didn't even want to watch a movie. I just wanted to go there and flex my license and shit. Just go, hey, look here, I'm 18 now.
I'm over the age. I'm the consenting age.
I'm an adult. I'm making adult decisions.
Like my dad, I think I told this story before, but like my dad had like a VHS collection, and then he would like layer the collection, and then in the very back top corner would be all the R-rated movies.
Right.
And the one that always eluded me when I was a kid was Basic Instinct. Because the cover was like, you know, ooh, hey, what's this? And
Sharon Stone.
And then it's R-rated, yeah. Like and that always eluded me. I'm like, man, what is this Basic Instinct?
Did you pause? Did you pause?
Isn't
the movie?
that video game? The
Hey,
combo
like-
breaker.
And the thing is, like, because like this is VHS, so I'd have to keep in mind on when the video started, left off,
Oh yeah.
and then I have to make sure that I rewind it to that
the right
spot.
point, yeah.
So like, you know, everything's clean.
For the people who don't know what a VCR is,
It's a reel to reel.
yeah, you needed a cassette. You needed to plug it in, and when you put it into the cassette player, it starts at 00, and then it moves to a certain point.
There's a counter.
Yeah, as a counter. And so you rewind it. This is a thing we used to do back in the day. Rewind it back to 00 so that whoever was watching it previously didn't know you were watching it as well.
Well, you kind of get that relationship now in terms of you can relate to it now in terms of streaming, because if you wanted to watch like a dirty movie, and then you'd see you had to like figure out a way to not put it into your history and into
Which streaming platform are you watching dirty movies on?
Oh no, like, it's like movies like
why are you sharing this?
Yeah, it's like, why are you
Your
sharing the
login.
same OnlyFans account?
Well, like, you know, like because you know Netflix, it always stays where you left off.
Yeah.
And like, if for example, it doesn't have to be a dirty movie. It could be a movie or a thing that you're
Yeah.
planning to watch with someone else.
Yeah.
But you went ahead and be like, okay, I need to put it back to where it was at 2.7.
Yeah, because when you're watching it, after you've watched it, it shows like a little bar underneath the thumbnail about how far you've watched it.
And then when you go to continue watching, it'll pick up where it left off.
Right
so
there.
you're going to have to figure out.
So they'll see it. I figured out a way to get around that. Because I watched Stranger Things, the latest episode, latest season. And my girlfriend was like, "Oh, let's watch it together."
That's a whole season of you acting like you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I didn't mind watching it again.
That's a whole season, bro. A movie is like a whole season to pretend that you haven't seen this before.
That's painful. Bro.
I didn't mind watching it again, honestly.
That's a long time to lie.
But what you do is
shout out to Don's girlfriend.
She doesn't listen to the podcast anyway.
So you know what? I should start listening to your podcast.
What you can do is when you go to the thumbnail, it'll show you the little red like bar that shows you how far you went. You press play from beginning, and then like exit it out before it finishes, like getting to like 3 seconds, and it resets the counter. On the thing, it resets it so that it goes back to the beginning.
You really didn't want her to know that you watched Stranger Things.
Yeah. For the people that want to keep their relationship intact.
I know. Jeez,
that's a long time.
Talk to your girlfriend, done. Fucking hell.
Because like Stranger Things, there's always like the twist and stuff. How did you react, bro? Whoa! I didn't see that coming.
You can see dead people this whole time.
She found out. She found out because like I done it to the first maybe 4 episodes of the latest season, but because I'd watched like up to like episode 7 or something, I didn't clear those ones. And she's like, "Did you watch them already?" And I went,
"You snooze, you lose."
Yeah. And then throughout the I guess the downfall of watching it before some, like, somebody else that you wanted to watch it with, they ask you questions about what's going to happen. She was like, if you haven't seen Stranger Things, the latest season, spoilers, but she's like, is this guy the demon? Like, is he the monster? And I was like, dead quiet. I was dead silent. I go, I'm not like,
you can't hide it.
I'm not going to ruin it for you. And then she's like, he is, isn't he? And I'm like, oh fuck.
But that's on you though.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I guess I'm single again.
Well, yeah, man. You gotta work out. It's like this is the thing, man.
So
this breaks relationships.
Yeah. So that's why I need to work on my resting flirtatious face again, because I'm single again because I've stuffed it up watching Stranger Things.
Full circle.
That's interesting.
Shout out to Don's ex.
Shout outs to anybody that wants to watch Netflix stuff with me again. Netflix stuff that I've already seen.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Since we are in the road to 200, I wanted to 200. Go back into some topics that we've talked about before, and just reminisce of the times that we talked about it, as well as like maybe add to the story and stuff.
Do you remember?
The first thing that I could remember is an episode probably way back in the 50s, is when you revealed to us about your belt.
The LED one?
No. It was just
another belt.
It was just a Don belt.
Another belt?
Yeah, there's an LED.
I didn't have an LED belt.
The scrolling light one?
No, I didn't have one of those.
Wait, it's either you or Ken. One of them.
It must have been Ken.
Oh, bro,
I thought it was you.
We need to get Ken on the show to talk about this belt.
I know Ken also had one with his name on it. Like, you remember the one with my name on it?
All right, so let's
give me shit for my chain.
To the new audience out there who hasn't heard this story, can you please tell the story of your belt?
So, I mean, there's no like putting a premise to it. It's just, I had a belt with my name on it. Back in the early 2000s. It was early 2000s, right? There was this trend that I was on where I would wear belts with big belt buckles. Like I was from Texas or something. Like I don't know why. Maybe it was because my brother worked at like a surf shop, and they always had belts with like these novelty belts. So I'd buy these big belt buckles. And I saw somewhere that you could get a belt with your name on it.
Yeah.
And
And a custom belt buckle.
Yeah, it was custom made. And I thought, why not? Why not have my name on it?
He has a really good name for the belt. It's
Yeah.
3 letters.
Yeah.
D-O-N.
Short, succinct. The funny
They were
story.
like big letters though, like
Yeah.
big silver letters, just sitting right on top of your cock.
Yeah. And the funny story was we were out, like it was you, me, and I think Ken and Jean was with us.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jean. I don't know if you listened to the podcast, but we were out one time and we were dancing, and we're in this club. I think it was Echo Lounge back in the day, where Ken used to work.
Right.
Echo Lounge, and we're dancing in this group, and there's this chick there dancing with her, and flirting with her, chatting with her, and whatever. And I'm like, hey, so what's your name? And she said her name, and I could hear it, and I'm like, she's like, my name's Danny. And I'm like, oh, pleased to meet you. My name's Don.
You remember?
Oh, bro,
Jesus.
because
Traumatized, bro.
Yeah.
and I said, no, my name's Don, and she's like, what? My name's Don, and she couldn't hear me, and so I lifted like part of my shirt, pointed at my belt, and she looked down at my belt, rolled her eyes, and then walked away. and I never wore that belt again.
You still have it?
I still have
in,
it somewhere.
in public.
Can you bring it one time, bro? I want to see this belt in person.
I will wear it to the 200th episode.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I swear you've got an LED belt too, bro.
Bro, that thing,
It's
that was a thing.
scrolling. It's like a scrolling text that says your name on it.
Fuck.
Still,
Bro, you're just
a
like
blue
a
one.
Oh,
you
bro,
know,
I don't remember. Hey, I don't remember that one. I didn't
it'd be
take
cool to
that.
have one. I'd wear one, and
I
it'll be like Rudy Hill, Mountain Druid.
all stations Sim Central.
What's your step?
You'll just have messages, train messages.
Next stop is Sydney Central.
All stops to North Sydney.
But yeah, I don't think maybe I did, because I had like weird. I had weird watches and stuff. I had different types of watches with LED lights and things on it, and you needed to learn how to read the time on these different watches. I might have had it, but I never took it out in public. Then, if I did have an LED belt.
Oh god.
How about dog tags? Have you worn them?
Dog tags
That
was a thing that I had.
I had that with my name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case I die in the war.
What war?
The war from the streets.
These suburbs that I couldn't go to.
That was. You have to watch the Patreon episode, the latest one, to understand that reference. But that was a thing with our youth group. Like, they gave us dog tags because the theme for one of the conferences that we did was
Army of God.
we were the Army of God, right? And it was such this when I
It's so cultish.
I know.
right, and
Fucking wear this.
and
You can't even can't even hide from anyone wearing dog tags.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
hear that shit.
And so your mate would like collect because what would happen with dog tags is if you died in battle, your comrades would take the other second dog tag so that they knew that you had died in the war. But I think the reason why they made us wear it was if you had masturbated, then you take it back and you're no longer in the army of God.
What the fuck?
You know, everyone's gonna give back.
You
their,
take a drink, and let me take this. You're no longer in the army of God.
If you masturbated,
Because you've sinned, and now you're not
bro,
part of the
I
army of
wouldn't be
God.
like they're fucking having a bat, and then someone's taking my fucking chain. Oh shit!
You're no longer
You got
worthy.
me, bro. Oh.
wow, this is a really new sensation I'm feeling right now.
You died in a freak masturbation accident.
Fiddling around with my necklace.
This isn't even a Patreon episode. This is what happens when we record a Patreon episode before.
It just leaks into the weekly podcast,
Yeah.
bro.
Suck the motherfucker too while you're down there. Just put my dog tag around my cock. Go on, take it off.
It's like just wrapped down. It's like tangled and shit.
You want to fuck with me and the army of God?
And then when you wank, it's just ding 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 ding. Like a ball.
if you haven't already subscribed to our Patreon, subscribe to our Patreon.
More stuff like this.
www.thecheatcoders.com. There are links to our Patreon. Subscribe.
All right, let's get to the thought of the week then. You ready for the thought of the week?
My wild thought's not this wild though.
Well, that's why we're calling it thought of the week.
Yeah,
So
we'll make it thought of the week.
The thought of the week.
Thought of the week.
Well, we recently had this thing called Vivid, right? It's like a light festival here in Australia, and it kind of coincided with this app that I have in my phone. It's called Happen, which is a dating app, but it works off of proximity.
Oh,
So if you ever like come in, it's like a fucking close contact kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon Go for your penis.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, you've run into this person, like, you know, and then you gotta
just
swing your nuts at her. You have to swirl
For
it,
all of the listeners
make
out there,
sure it curves,
Gussie is doing that.
and then when it closes, you go, "Gotcha, bitch." No, but what's it called? Like with the Light Festival, is like a very crowded area. So there's a whole bunch of people that basically, you know how with Tinder, right? Is swipe left, another person pops up.
Yeah.
This one, it works off of the people that you've shared the same location with. So the people that you have as an option to swipe left and right with, it's not just random. It's people that actually go to the same
Within the same vicinity.
Yeah, it'll say like, oh, you were at this place the same time as this person.
Wow.
2 days ago or some
Okay,
shit.
okay.
And
That's a little like
hey,
stalkerish, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, so do you turn up at places and like say for like lunch, you just sit at a restaurant and be like, ooh, I wonder if 2 days later this app is going to tell me who's single right now in this restaurant.
oh yeah, no, it really would.
would.
That's
Is that how it works?
That's if they have the same app.
Right.
You know? But you go to a crowded spot like Vivid, bro, like the amount of people that you have,
The amount of Pokemon.
Pokemon you can catch out there. Fuck. But you know what? I've been coming across a lot though. It's fucking catfish accounts.
Right.
You get that shit? Is that this
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
happen to you guys?
Back when I was on the dating
Using
apps.
the apps. See, it's so
catfish accounts.
common, right? And but like, so Don was fucking around with a like the scam call. What do you call it?
Yeah, the
telemarketers,
yeah,
right?
scam callers.
I was kind of doing the same shit, like just entertaining this fucking, because I know already it was a catfish. When they start going like, "Hey, can we continue this conversation on WhatsApp?" And then the same like not the same photo, but it's like the same location I'd matched with as well.
Yeah.
And then like so, one's name is Megan, and then another one was like Ashley or whatever.
Right.
But then I'll go to the WhatsApp for Megan, and I'll start talking to them as like, I'll call them Ashley, and they don't pick up on it.
Right.
So he's just like, this is obviously a thinger, like a catfish situation.
Yeah. Was it a bot or was it somebody just impersonating?
No. It was someone that was like pretending to be.
Someone's
whoever.
really bad at their job.
But the thing was, eventually, like I'll not call them out, but I'll tell them, like, dude, I know what's going on, right? I know this is not the person or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like they start going on to this whole. He was like, "Oh man, I'm just trying to do this because like I'm really tight." I'm thinking of like, "Fucking hell, bro! I'm not trying to save this bitch or whatever." But like, I did offer to go, "Hey, look, I'm kind of craving the steak right now. If you want to go have a meal or whatever, I'll take you out. I don't even know what you really look like."
Yeah.
At this point, I don't really give a fuck.
Yep.
But I got ghosted and shit. So I think it just got to the point of like, nah, I can't. Like them saying, I can't fucking do this shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I entertained the idea, not give them any money. I don't know, I wanted to go see what this was about.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a dude or a girl, you know? I was like, hey man, like, I know from what you tell me, like things are tough. Let's just go have something to eat, have a chat or whatever.
You were trying to be nice to them. That's what
I
you
was,
were,
man, like legit.
You
but
were, yeah.
I don't know, man. No, I don't know. The thing that I was going to ask you guys is like the whole catfishing thing.
You know what, bro? Like, you deserve a scammer who wants to invest their time in you. So, like, fuck the scammer that ghosts you. Like, you deserve a scammer that is gonna invest their time and want to have steak with you. That's what you deserve, bro.
It's always a one-way street with these scammers, right?
They just missed out on the steak dinner.
Yeah, that's exactly
And
right.
that
Always
shit was
what
going to
they
be
want,
black too what do you call it? At the Star.
Right.
There's oh man, right now I'm still craving that shit. So if you guys want to go grab a steak, hit me up. Make sure you use like a fake account.
just to like spruik his dating life.
The whole catfishing thing. Have you ever been catfished?
Yes.
Like it doesn't have to be a horror story.
No,
but
it's not like a full blown catfish, but like you know how people don't look like their photos. That's happened a lot of times. I've done it too, but like I'd have a photo which is about 5 years younger than what I am now, and it'd be like expecting that person, but it's not me. It's like me but older and loose, as in terms of like what loose in life,
in your morals. No,
not in my morals, but loose, letting things go a bit. It's like like people always showcase the good parts on themselves in the profile picture. It's always gonna be the best picture. No, none of the bullshit. But I've experienced like going out on dates and be like, wow, you look completely different than your profile. I could see it's you. Yeah. But
it's the going out them versus the everyday them.
This is back in the MySpace days. This is showing my age. But back in the MySpace age, I was chatting with this girl on MySpace, and this is the ones where you were posting on each other's walls. Do you remember that?
Yeah, everyone can see.
Everybody can see it. But anyway,
I was competitive as fuck, bro. If someone I knew, or someone there and they had someone I was interested in, and then some guy had this long like message, I'd make sure my one was longer. Real
size didn't matter.
My message is longer than yours.
I'd be sitting there for like half an hour reading their message. Like, you know what? I can make some good points. Spend the next half an hour.
Each message is about an inch.
He rebuts the person's like paragraph. He's like, I know that he said this, but did you know that X? I remember that I was chatting to this girl, and then she had said that she was friends with friends of ours, like a specific person. And I think it was one of our friends, Rena. They're like, oh, I'm friends with Rena. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I was chatting with her, and it seemed to go well. And we moved it to ICQ or like MSN or whatever. Back in the day. whatever the messaging app.
Let me give you my
time.
ICQ number.
681677732. That was my one. I still remember. I was in the 8 digits.
But like, so we started chatting there, and then I was like, hey, let's go out for some coffee, let's get some coffee or whatever. And she's like, yeah, cool. And I was like, all right, let me I can meet you there, or you want me to pick you up or whatever, like whatever you're comfortable with. And she said, oh, you can come pick me up. So I drove to her house, parked outside the front of her house, and her photo on MySpace was like cute looking, like Asian girl. The person that walked out of the house did not look
big white dude.
It was
it was Garcia.
Gotcha, Rich.
And that's how I met Garcia. Dun, 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 dun.
I took him ice skating and shit.
But like she didn't look anything like her photo. Like she looked like a completely different person.
Yeah.
And then so we're I was like, okay, cool. Let's just. I'm probably getting catfish, but whatever. Let's go get coffee.
Whatever. Let's go. Let's just continue this.
Probably getting catfish.
Probably. Let's go.
Maybe.
I've had a rough day. Let's go.
It's been a bit of a drought.
It's been.
Wait, did you just hook up?
No, we didn't. But we went out for coffee, and I started chatting with her, and so we're just talking, and I'm like, so how do you know Rena again? She's like, Rena?
Who's Rena?
Who's Rena? And I'm like, what the heck? You said that you were friends with her. She's like, no. I'm like, what the
Maybe you got the messages all wrong and shit. Like
maybe
with 2 different profiles.
Must have been.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Like
all the different girls I was chatting to.
Those are crazy days. The MySpace days where you can actually see people DMing. Because like the content that they're putting on the walls were pretty much DM stuff.
Public,
And it's public. Like there was no such thing as just DMing, but it was just on the walls. So if you were liking someone or had an interest in someone in Facebook on MySpace, you literally saw everyone else that had the same interest in that person. That was nuts. Like you'd hear deep conversations as well.
Facebook Messenger wasn't a thing back then too, right? So
no.
a lot of people
all on the wall.
On the wall. Ugh.
Yeah, man. I was trying to be on everyone's top 8, bro.
Top 8.
That was a competition in itself, bro.
That was messed up. Like if you weren't in the top, like of your friends'
Yeah.
list, you'd be like, oh, how come I'm not in the top list?
That caused fights, bro.
What? Like,
Yeah, that has. They had a the
And then,
competition, right?
It'd be like the funny thing was like what you call it, the top 8 thing. They would have like 7 of the best mates, and you miss out. But the number 1 is this chick that they just like became friends like on MySpace 2 days ago.
Yeah,
because they're trying to get in.
trying to.
You can be my number 1.
And Tom, like everyone's friend.
Tom, man.
Fuck.
Where's he at now? What's he doing?
Living the millionaire lifestyle.
Shout outs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I was one of those guys who tried to message as much as possible in the thing, like, you know, try to conquer.
You did the
Conquer the wall.
numbers game, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
the numbers game, and then if I saw someone had a longer message, I'd make a longer
This
messing.
guy's all about competition.
It's quantity over quality with
He's got
rap.
a monitor and
Hey.
he's got like a ruler. It's like fucking has messages.
I did it with my head like this.
You know what he did? You know what he did? He typed it up in Microsoft Word, and he's like, okay, that's 10,000 words. Yep, paste.
Oh man, and you should have told me that earlier, bro. Like I would have used that shit, but my one was using the actual fingers. Make sure it was like the right amount.
A tape measure.
It's kind of like how you measure like couches and see if it would fit on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
With your arms.
With your hand.
You're outstretching your arms.
Because like
yeah, it's about arm height. Yeah, yep.
it's about 3 arms long, so you got to the wall like 1.
I used to do that, like see if the TV would fit in the wall unit.
Yeah.
So you do that, like with your arms like stretched out, and then you try and keep it as still as possible.
That's never
While you walk.
never works.
The funny thing, that's not just us. It was everybody.
Yeah.
It was as if like nobody could afford a tape measure.
But there's always a tape measure in the house.
is.
It's in
We
Lola's.
just can't be bothered finding it.
fucking
biscuit container.
The biscuit container. There's always one.
You know what? You know, be quicker if we use our arms, bro. People still use it like
This is
steps.
precise.
I've seen people use steps trying to measure like friggin' distance.
Well, when people say like it's so and so yards, and then they start doing like what do you call like
Stepping.
they look like they're marching in the army and
They
shit,
take a bit of a stride to go
Yeah.
one yard,
but-
2 yard,
oh,
3
man.
yards.
So dumb.
I mean, for
Scientific, that's what that is.
we're not. I think like precise measurements not our strong suit, considering we measure water with rice like with anyone's finger. You know what I mean? Grub fucking hates that shit, man. Like it's so like imprecise.
Imprecise, yeah.
But I was thinking if we all like every Filipino household had a stencil of like a 3D printed hand,
Yeah.
so that everyone is working off of the same hand.
Yeah.
Rather
At
than
least
your
it's
own.
the universal measurement.
Exactly.
See, when I was growing up, I knew about the finger technique with the rice, but also depending on the number of cups of rice I would put in,
Yeah.
that's how much I would fill the water to. So there's numbers on the side of it. That was 1, 2, 3, whatever, 4.
Yeah.
If I put 4 cups of rice, and this is as like precise as I could get it, I would fill the water up to the number 4 line,
Right.
and it was perfect every
That's
single time.
well. That's how you're supposed to. Well, that's how white people.
No, but it still works. The finger thing
That's how
still works.
scientific people do it.
It still works no matter how high the thing is. The amount of water will remain the same because it's still, you know.
They're marking inside. You know where like how they put those markings up on there though. They put number of cups of rice, and then the dude that made that.
Yeah, he was using it.
He did it off of his finger. So it's all the same shit, really.
It is one guy's finger.
Yeah, I still believe everyone has the same amount of finger from here to here. You know,
There's
like,
one universal finger that we all go off.
I tell you what, it's Tito Boy's finger.
Yeah.
That's what the measurement on the side of the
no.
rice cooker is. Tito Boy, he measured it, and that was his finger.
you know what? Like, I
measurement.
don't even know why. I feel like we're just too complacent in that finger. Like, you know how many lines we have on our hand? We could create some more techniques to measure different things with the palm of our hands. We just stuck with just this lines. How about these ones?
What else would you measure though?
Well, when I make coffee for, like,
You
say
put
my dad, I put oh wait, there's not enough milk, and then I'll put some more.
Bro, I reckon that would work, bro. If it works for rice, I reckon it would work for your coffee as well.
You know how they say that if you're on a diet, like one of the things is portion control, right?
Yeah.
And so what you do is you measure the size of your fist should be your portion that you're eating. If you want to like lose weight or lose body fat or whatever.
Is that legit how it works? Your fucking fist.
It's one of the things that's one of the things that people have said in the past. Like that's your portion control. That the size of your fist is the portion that you should be eating. Doing this. So maybe the other thing is like the amount of ulam that you can fit in your palm.
Is that it?
Is what you would.
We are just a walking measuring stick, bro.
Yeah, hard.
We are. We do this for the thing.
The neck
The
thing.
neck is for trousers.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is your foot. The from
Your forearm.
Yeah, your forearm.
So
is
this is your whole
elbow.
foot.
Yeah.
All right.
You wanna give it a try? No. Your shoe. Like if you put your foot.
That's kind of accurate. It's kind of accurate.
So this is the size of your
I'm
foot.
not flexible.
That's
enough.
the size of your foot from your wrist to your.
Only
From
the
to
people that
your
look at it,
elbow.
they're contorting. I mean, look at that. That's kind of accurate. This.
If you take your shoe off, it'll be the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the inside bit, right?
We're taking our shoes off. I've got shoelaces.
It's all.
It's a lot of effort, guys. It's a lot of effort.
Ratios and shit.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What content is this? This is great content, guys.
this is great content.
Yeah.
So we are just a walking measuring
And
stick.
from here to my knee is like the size of my cock.
Is that how you is that how you figure out which condom to use?
Oh man, you beat me to it.
So dumb.
It's pelvic to the knee divided by 2. So, times by pi or whatever.
How did we get here? I don't even know how we got here.
Wait, hang on. Let's try that out. From here to here, divided by 2. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Divided by 2.
From my hip to my knee, halfway. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It works. We are a measuring
But the
stick.
people are going to say the
Pretty close.
whole thing with the what you call it from here to here is that's the size of your penis.
I always thought it was.
That's what people are saying.
I thought it was.
the
I thought it was like
index?
from your thumb to your pinky.
Nah, this is too big. This is too much. I'm not that blessed.
Oh,
This
man.
one seems more legit.
Like this is the.
Yeah, what up?
All right, now everyone knows the size of our penis.
We're all just doing this.
Everyone knows the size of our penises now.
Oh man.
I'm trying to go as close to the camera as I
Trying
can.
to stretch it. Hang on, let me dislocate my thumb so I can.
Because that does make sense, all right? Like the whole measuring your limbs to measure different other things. Like this, this could be the size of a foot. Apparently, wide one hand to the other is actually your
right?
height.
Yeah.
So everything's all proportioned out to the T in your body. So yeah.
I know a guy who his arm span or his wingspan
Talking about Sav.
was longer than his height.
Yeah.
Because he was this short, really stocky
Fucking
dude.
gorilla.
Yeah, his knuckles were dragging on the ground.
Yeah, it was. He did that. He looked like he was doing the. So his arms were stretched out, and then you know when people stretch in the aerobics thing.
Yeah.
So it's like arms.
It is
Arms
touching the ground.
outstretched, and he touched the.
Yeah, his arms was way taller than him. Oh, fuck. He looked like a capital T.
Shout outs.
Oh man.
Man, DJ Savvy.
That was a good 5 minutes of measuring bodies and stuff.
Oh, there's definitely some snippets in that
There's
one.
something
Bro,
there.
all these guys are gonna go home and go fucking hip, knee, halfway. Be
Sounds
measuring
about
that shit. It works, bro. It works.
Oh man.
The other thing that I was thinking, right, and this is just a different topic altogether, that I thought was interesting, because I went to birthday parties, and you've been to a birthday party recently.
Yeah.
At Filipino birthday parties, right, it's never about you. It's always about the youngest child that is at that birthday. Because if it was your birthday, you'd be blowing out your candles. Everybody will be singing happy birthday to you. But you don't blow out your candles. The little kid gets to blow it out.
Wait, what are these kids doing at your birthday?
Like, it's my little cousins. It's my little cousins, right? Say my little cousins.
Scorned.
Yeah.
Because when I hosted...
How little are your cousins, Don? Wait. How old are you?
Shut the fuck up. So it was Anjo, one of the friends of the show, I was hosting, emceeing her auntie's birthday party.
Right.
And her auntie had a cake event as well. Like they had the cake there. She blew out the candles. Everybody sung her happy birthday. But part of the program was also that they needed to sing for the daughter.
Right.
Because it was also the daughter's birthday. But the entire night was about this woman's birthday, the tita. And they're like, oh, let's just have a little bit of an event for the little girl, just so she doesn't feel left out. I'm like, why would she feel left out? It's her mom's birthday. She could have her own. She could have her own another time. But it just reminded me that, like, Filipino parties, there's always a little kid that has to blow out the candles.
Had to get the center stage.
Yeah.
Have their moment.
Yeah. And have you seen that video of this kid where he's trying to blow out the candles of somebody else, and he's
like his brother
or something, and he's getting really, really angry, and his dad
keeps putting a plate in front of him. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Oh man. Filipino parties.
Imagine doing that when you're not a kid. Imagine being an adult and then blowing someone else's candles out.
Yeah, like if it's Garcia's birthday, it's like,
oh,
it's Don's turn to blow out the candles.
I do that. Like, I don't know. So usually when we like to take videos of people blowing their candles out for their birthdays and shit.
Yeah.
If you notice, like, probably like 9 times out of 10, if I'm in the shot, I'm doing this. Like, I'm nowhere near the candle, but I'm trying to outblow the dude from wherever I am. No joke. This is you can look at any footage. I'm like legit. If I'm in the frame somehow, you'll notice me going. Like it's like a thing that I do. Like,
is it a filler thing, or is it just that as humans we just try to undermine other people's birthdays?
Oh, hell yeah.
I try to undermine other people's. Oh, it's your birthday, you're blowing out your candles? Not if I can help it.
Just a fucker though. I'm a firebender.
And like, you know what? No matter how old you are, you hate taking family photos. I hate doing that shit, bro.
Yeah.
It takes too long. Family photos take way too long than they should. It should be like 1, 2, 3 photos, boom, let's move on.
Wacky.
You know, imagine it starts off as in, for example, imagine it's just me and you and Don be like, no, let's get this person in, and then that person comes in, and then another person has to come in because this person,
because our families are way too big.
You understand how big Don's family is.
we need to have. Do you remember back in school? How they had the bleachers, like the tiering.
Yeah.
We need one of those for my family.
Yeah.
There's at least, like, in and amongst my cousins, there's probably 30 people. And that's just my cousins. That's not including my aunties and uncles and, like, extended family from there. That we need those school bleachers type things to be able to take a photo. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts because, like, it takes them at least 5 minutes to get everyone from where they are to get to the photo area, and then another 5 minutes to organize people around.
We took one at my grandparents'. This is years ago. A grandparents' anniversary, a wedding anniversary, and we were in the church. We were at Good Shepherd Church here, and the photographer had taken a photo. It's still up in my auntie's house at the moment, right? And at least one person had their eyes closed.
Every single time.
At least, yeah. So they just chose one, and like the eldest auntie who like they were like, oh, she's fine, she doesn't care like what photos are like. So she's the one who has her eyes closed in the photo out of all of us.
And they really care. For sure they care. People who say they don't care really care.
It's like Marshall Erickson from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, every photo that he's in, his eyes are always closed. I hate how do you keep your eyes open when there's a flash though? That shit fucking hurts, man.
You know what freaks me out? And I think this is purely with Caucasian people because of the color of the eyes.
Ooh.
If they open their eyes, the reason why it's red is because there's not enough
there's no respect.
Yeah,
there's not enough respect.
No, it's like reflecting the flash through their eye because it's too it's clear. And
the cornea is not red.
And that's why sometimes when you see people's photos, it's what's it called?
Isn't that a there's like some sort of not disease, but there's like a deformity in your eye, or you should get it checked out. Like if you get the red eye in the photos, Isn't that a thing?
No, I think it's just the light like reflecting back off of your eye.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you mind us talking about it, but your eyes, Raf's eyes,
Oh, beautiful.
they are beautiful, but sometimes they reflect the light in a way that you can kind of see the back of his eye.
Yeah.
Because
I got artificial eyes from my cataracts. So
Yeah.
I got.
Did you really?
Yeah. So like I had cataracts when I was 25.
Yeah.
And then they took out the cataracts, took out the lens, and then replaced it with an artificial lens. So
Oh, okay.
so now I can't get cataracts anymore, and now I have this thing where if you look carefully in my eyes, and especially with these lights on, you'll be able to see sort of like twinkle, or it looks different.
He's got bionic eyes.
But does that mean is that why you don't need glasses? Is that
No, I still need glasses. Like my vision can still get bad and shit.
Yeah.
It's just now my lens.
When you look at me though, is there like a profile of like my age?
No. It's a heat signal.
What kind of weapon am I holding in my hand right now?
Threat level medium.
Medium.
Maybe on the next Patreon, I'll tell you about my experience on like going through the surgery and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's a bit interesting, and like I lost like. All right, the funny thing about getting cataracts is like when I was driving and I had cataracts on my left eye and it blew up. I couldn't see anything here.
Right.
I couldn't see anything here, and I was
so that's something that ruptured while you were on the road.
No, it's not. Well, I had it since I was born, but I was driving and then this part was blowing up, and like it came to a point where I couldn't see anything here. I wouldn't be able to see
on the left side
anything on this part. I wouldn't be able to see anything. So anytime that my wife was pissed off at me when I was driving, I wouldn't have a clue. So I'll be driving all happy and shit.
She was on a blind spot the whole time,
and she would death stare me in my blind spot, and I wouldn't have a clue, and that would piss her off even more. And I'd be like, "Sorry, cataracts."
In Australia, the driver's side is on the right side.
Hey, in case you didn't know.
And the angry wife side is on the left side.
Have you ever had that? Like when you're driving and then you can just feel the stairs just burning into your skin.
Oh,
man. So good.
I dated that Korean girl that didn't really speak English very well. So when she was angry at me, she'd be yelling and shit. I still wouldn't know. I couldn't completely understand this. I'd be like, cool, let's just keep listening to music.
The stares from the significant other is very underrated. Like you can sense that shit from a mile away. Like if I'm having too much of a good time at a party, like I could sense her stares from the other room saying that, and then I could read it saying like you're getting too drunk. And then like you like imagine you like dancing and shit, and then the spotlight just goes on your
for
partner.
some reason it feels
like,
warm.
It's like, wow, for some reason I feel like I shouldn't be doing this. You see in the corner, it's
like
like
having too much fun.
I think I'm having way too much fun.
I remember the stories that you'd posted about you and Shiv in New Orleans. You were lit, man. You were so lit. And then I messaged Shiv. I'm like, looks like you guys are having fun. And she's like, yeah, Raf is.
And now comes right there. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be having this much fun. And I could sense the stares burning into my cranium.
I kind of remember. So we have a cousin who he's not with us anymore, but he was always like that jolly guy whenever we're out and shit. He's the instigator that would kind of keep everyone drinking and that. And one time, this is like at Melbourne. We used to go there every year.
Yeah.
You know, Melbourne streets, like middle of the night, like it's there's like laneways that aren't very busy, so there's no one on the road. But he'd be dancing in the middle of the road and that, and then his missus like called him by his like real name rather than babe. So it's like no, like, and then he turned into a little boy, like
bro,
like he got in trouble and he walked back onto the footpath. Like, okay, I'm so sorry,
bro. I love seeing that shit, bro. Yeah. I love seeing demeanors change. Oh, bro, it's so good.
It's like grown man turned into a little primary kid. It's like a teacher called him out. Like,
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, boss.
Oh man,
good times, man.
Hey, oh man, I was going through my phone, like through like the reels and stuff. And have you seen the Power Rangers multiverse of Power Rangers or something like it's like because Power Rangers has been going on forever, right?
Yes,
and there's always different evolutions and different new takes of Power Rangers.
Dino Rangers. There's
and
like
they always
ninjas
have
and stuff.
Yeah.
and they would have like these events here and there, kind of like Flash with the multiverse and everything. But they would have this little thing, episode or movie where all the Power Rangers join in together.
Yeah,
and it just and the funny thing is, I only know the first Power Rangers, the first batch of them.
Yeah,
like Tommy and all that, and the Green Ranger with the vest. Kimberly was my first crush.
A White Ranger, right? The Green
Trini.
Ranger.
Sorry,
Green Ranger. Yeah, he decided
he turned into
white,
like a white with gold.
because he wanted to get the flute and stuff. And it's like, what an upgrade! I get a white suit and a flute. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, because apparently was the Green Ranger evil or something?
Yeah.
At first, he was an enemy. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I can't remember the Red Ranger's name, but it was Zach was the Black Ranger. Trini was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, it was very on the nose.
Yeah, Trini was the Yellow Ranger. She was Asian.
Zach was black.
Yeah, black dude.
Billy was the Blue Ranger.
Blue Ranger is like a nerd or something, right?
Yeah. Kimberly was the
Pink
Ranger.
because pink, green, and like
It was
female.
very on the nose.
Very on the nose.
But what I found fun fact, the Saban, the original like what's it called? Power Rangers.
I feel like I'm having deja vu.
Yeah, the Saban.
Saban. The Yellow Ranger was actually a man. In the like the original.
She was born a man?
No. Like because it was a Japanese production, and with the American version, they just shot the scenes of them acting, and then anything that had them within their suits was the Japanese cut. And so for the first,
I remember you were saying that they recycled a bunch of that shit, right? Like a lot of the shots.
Yeah, and so like the first, I think, season or so, the Yellow Ranger was a man. So like Trini was,
and then transitioned on the second season.
I guess so. They must have when they started shooting shooting episodes with him.
It's another what's her name? Not the Kardashian, the mum.
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah. So Kylie Jenner was a Yellow Ranger. Is what you think?
Yes. Yes, I guess so.
It got me thinking, like, because like each of them had their own characteristics.
She paved the way for him.
And I wanted to create our own type of thing, because we're becoming titos and pares and stuff. So I want to create a Pare Rangers.
Pare Rangers.
A Pare Rangers where each of us, because we are at the stage we have to accept our age now. We are becoming titos, and people are we gotta accept that we are now the pares.
Go Pare Rangers.
Go Pare Rangers.
Magenta Ranger. What color? What color are we gonna have?
Like when you do the things, balot.
Yeah, you know it's all the things, because like every pare is different. Like there's always the balot pare. There's the
Balot pare.
There's the what you call it, the pare that eats too much food.
The lechon.
The lechon pare. Then there's also the smoking pare. Because all these qualities form.
The gambler pare.
Gambler pare.
All these pares form into one big pare, which is what do you call
Zord.
it? The Zord. They combine into one thing. So
into one big tito.
One big tito. All these pares are not titos, but when they're together, they become tito. Because like it's kind of like the hot girl effect. When you see one pare all by himself, he's not considered a tito.
Yeah.
But if there's a whole bunch of pares together,
the titos.
Depending, Pare Rangers. Go Pare Rangers.
Yeah, there's always like the different traits. Hey,
there's always the different traits.
The tito that always wears a singlet with his shirt up like that.
There's always the tito that always thinks he's formal because he's tucking his shirt in.
And he still has a Nokia like holster on his belt. It's 2022.
He doesn't have a Nokia anymore. He just got the holster
because it looks cool.
He can't fit his
There's
iPhone
always
in
the
there.
Playboy Pare, which is the Tito that always brings a different girl in every
this
party.
is my friend. There's a different friend
I was
from
like, how many Titas do we have?
Yeah.
Like,
Then there's the Ninong Pare who's like, every time it's your birthday, it's like, I'll get you on the next one. Put it on the tab.
and there's always the drunk one.
I'll
The
get your
drunk,
present next time.
the drunk Lasing one, he has to be the Red Ranger because when they're drunk, they're just red. So there's the
Even the
Lasing
back
Ranger.
of the neck is red too.
There's always that one Tito that is super red out of everyone,
Yeah.
and that is the Red Ranger for sure.
When they go into their Zords and the Zords combine, it's like instead of a sword and a shield, he's holding a big like bottle of San Miguel, and his shield is the hot plate from the pulutan. Like that's what
It's
it
still
is.
sizzling.
Instead of watches, it's just the beers.
Oh man, Dan Twilight.
Pare Rangers.
The Galavanting Power Rangers. The Galavanting Power Rangers.
Galavanting.
Go Power Rangers.
It's pulutan time.
Pulutan.
Oh man.
Chicharron.
Sisi.
Yeah. Instead of animals, it's like
It's just the
different
food that they have at the party. Because the Power Rangers, they only form at the parties. In that corner. Or in that corner outside, away from everyone else. They're always sitting like this for some reason. They're always sitting like this.
They're leaning forward with one hand on their knee.
I don't know what type of posture that is. It doesn't feel comfortable.
Because they need to like have one hand to support their weight as they lean forward to eat the
hand
pulutan.
is the other way around.
It's facing this way.
Now, you know what it is? It's preventing the gout from happening. So they're measuring their
They're
leg.
constantly
They're
supporting.
constantly
already.
supporting and making sure that the gout doesn't come through.
That's how I can feel my cholesterol going up. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, the cholesterol is
No,
increasing.
when your hand starts to twist, oh no, my gout's going up.
Go Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
The Galavanting Power Rangers.
You remember the little robot that they had?
Alpha.
Alpha.
Yeah, but he goes, ay, 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 nako.
Alpha's one of the
One of the
Titos.
titos.
Too much drinking.
Ay, lasing na naman.
Tita Alpha. It's Tita Alpha. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, nako.
Si Zordan na naman.
Zordon is the Lolo.
Umiinom.
Zordon's Lolo for sure.
Zordan's
Because
Lolo.
all the Power Rangers is trying to impress him.
Yeah. No, they're all trying to impress him because, like, when he passes away, they're gonna fight for his land. This shit got real, bro.
Shit. The camera just.
Oh no,
The camera just.
is it dead?
Hold that.
I was chatting to my mom, like a friend of my mom's, and telling her about the podcast.
Yeah.
Because she was saying that, you know, her kids don't know Filipino things, and when I mentioned these like jokes and stuff, she was like, "That's great. Like, you know, that it's good that the kids." She called us kids, which made me feel nice, made me feel good about myself. I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, I'm still a kid. Like the kids are wanting to, you know, be really into their culture. Like, even though, yes, we're kind of making fun of it, but we're sharing our experience.
Yeah.
We're sharing experience with what we know and kind of mixing it with the stuff that we grew up with in the Western world. So yeah, and it's been a while since we've shared something like that on the podcast, but it was really, really cool that she'd said that. I was like, yeah,
That's what we're actually doing.
because she wants her children, like her children are half Filipino, half Australian, but she wants her children to know about the culture as well. And she felt like this stuff is a good way to kind of get them acquainted to it, because it is something that they understand a little bit of, but then there's also that context of the Filipino that she can kind of fill in as well. So shout outs.
So the reason why that we have the Pare Rangers is to teach you about the Filipino ways.
The Filipino ways
Of the Tito at the party.
This isn't like, I don't know. I see this on the comments sometimes. Right? Like, I like to call them haters or whatever, but be like, oh, he's making fun of Filipinos or whatever. But to be honest, man, like we talk about all Filipino traits, like anything that that comes with our culture, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, if it's bad, like the toxic Tito shit, we're not gonna just start shitting on Titos. We're gonna have a laugh about it because we're not gonna fucking dwell in the misery, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking enjoy.
At least we
shit,
like,
man.
you know, we know it exists.
Yeah, exactly.
We give it some recognition of it existing. Like,
And it comes from a place of experience because
Exactly.
we've experienced that. We know that that's what our titos are like.
Yeah. And if you're laughing too, you
know,
you're relating to that shit.
And if you're one of those titos,
bro,
laugh with us.
buy one of the shirts,
yo,
If you're one of those titos, you're a Pare Ranger.
Yeah.
You're a superhero.
Yo,
That's
so
what you are.
we've been to enough Filipino parties at our age right now. Like, who do you think that what Tito quality do you have
Oh man.
instill in you?
oh,
Like, are you the drunk one that turns red? I do get Asian glow, so the redness get into me all the time, and people think I'm more drunk than I am.
I
laugh
was
really
red
loud.
last night from too much soju, and I was the one that was like, no, I don't feel drunk, and then someone would call me and goes, bro, your face is red as fuck. I'm like, oh really? Oh, all right, maybe I shouldn't drive.
I am the karaoke Tito.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are.
I
for
am
sure.
the karaoke Tito.
You don't have to be at a party.
Yeah.
karaoke.
You mentioned karaoke and you were like,
My
"My
way.
time is
Just once. Just once.
It took you no convincing at all.
Oh no. It doesn't take much convincing for me to get on the karaoke.
I think I'm the. I might have been the Tito that like had a different tita, different girl.
Playboy Tito,
I might have been
the real Galavanting Tito.
Galavanting one. But I think now I'm the Tito, like I'm the Ninong. That's like, I'll get you on the next one, man.
Yeah.
Because I have too many godchildren. Stop giving me godchildren.
But that's the thing, right? Like with the Ninos, like, you owe me for like 7 birthdays now.
Yeah. My ninang, one of my dad's sisters was supposed to be my ninang. Didn't get anything from her, man. She gave me a Bible once. Thanks, Tita.
I'm a deadbeat godfather.
Yeah, deadbeat deadbeat ninongs. Combined, bro.
That's a evil Pare Ranger.
That's the Green Ranger.
That's the green one.
Eventually, he becomes good.
When he pays his bill, it's like he makes up for all those birthdays. He becomes
That's when he becomes
Ranger.
White Ranger. Gets his flute.
Well, now it's my brother's just had a kid. So like my brother and his fiance have had a kid. So like, and he asked me to be the ninong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? All of the other like anaks that I'm supposed to have, they don't matter anymore. This is my brother, like my direct brother. So I'm this guy's godparent. Nobody else is.
This one's getting the prize.
Yeah.
Favoritism right there.
So I've transitioned from the Green Ranger to the White Ranger already for this kid.
It's a clean slate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then the Pink Ranger has to be the Tito that.
The really loud one.
He's always bringing a different friend to the thing, but the friend's a guy.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
The sus one.
Yeah. Well,
This is
but we still have that. Like when I first came to Australia, right? My dad's like the family friends that we got, like his group of friends and stuff. There was a Tito the sus Tito. But as a kid, fucking no filter, I asked him straight up. He's, hey, why does Tito so and so stand like that? You know what I mean? Like he had a little like flair.
Little flair.
Why is he walking like that, Dad? But I was saying it like loud enough for him to hear. Apparently he heard me say that shit. And my parents didn't tell me until like later on, but it was like they'll bring that shit up from time to time. Especially like my dad's other friends, like the other boys there. Because, you know, like say, for example, I don't know, it's like a toxic thing, but they didn't want to kind of admit to it, or like it's like they didn't want to give him shit or whatever, but the dude liked other guys.
Yeah.
And back then it wasn't as accepted, right? But they just didn't say it. They didn't want to talk about it. But when a little kid asks, like a little 9-year-old goes, hey, why is he walking like a girl kind of thing?
Yeah, why is he different?
Yeah. So
from
the
all
other titos were like fucking having a giggle, like,
That's fucked up.
because it's
man.
like
It
we
is messed
can't, like it's something that we can't talk about.
Yeah.
But now that the little kids brought it up, it's like, I guess we can talk about
I
it.
guess we
now.
can talk about it because we
Yeah.
have to. Oh man, I mean, I know that it's weird. It's weird that like homosexuality is accepted in the Philippines because like
It's celebrated over there.
it's celebrated, yeah.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, in some families, that like, they don't want to acknowledge it. They don't want to talk about it.
It's a weird thing.
Mm.
I think the homosexuality that I saw like in Philippines was about like flamboyance and stuff.
Yeah.
But never it's just someone that was attracted to the same sex. Still looked like a dude, like didn't speak like differently.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell until it actually told you. I only saw that when I came here to Australia.
Right.
Like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
This guy actually like.
Yeah.
I was so spun out. I didn't realize that it was like that. If somebody was attracted to the same sex, they automatically had to become like a flamboyant personality.
Yeah, that's sort of because that was the style that was the I'm gonna say style, but like that was the type of queer person that you saw on television.
Yeah.
Right. The Vice Gundas,
Or even
the
like
really
family
flamboyant
members that I did see in person was the flamboyant like personality.
Yeah.
So again, like I never knew the other thing existed of like it's just a regular person that liked the same sex.
Yeah. I remember hearing one time that like, oh man, and maybe this should be a Patreon episode, but there was a guy that
You were going out with?
was no. He was
Patreon.
he was homosexual. He was a homosexual and Filipino, and it was in a conversation that I was having with somebody. I'm like, hey, is that person gay? Like I just as a curiosity sort of thing, like because he seemed like it, like you said, that flamboyant type personality, and the person said to me, he's trying not to be. And I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean?
Pressure from family and shit.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean he's trying not to be? If he is, then he is. Like, there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
But that spun me out when they were like, oh, you know, and I think it goes back to back in the day, they were trying to reconvert people into not being.
Oh yeah,
I remember
that's
that.
a thing. That's a thing for sure.
It's messed up, man. It's messed up.
The especially if you're a very religious household, eh?
Yeah.
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 That sucks, bro. That sucks.
Well, hopefully, our people out there, be you. That's the message we're saying. Be you, no matter who tries to put you down. Be what you want to be. Be who you want to be, and hopefully, you know.
If you're the Pink Ranger, be the Pink Ranger.
If you're
man.
the Pink Ranger, if you even if you're on all the other Rangers, like
if you're
accept who you are.
if you're the Yellow Ranger and like you know you're actually a man or like you know a girl, whatever, it's be who you are.
We are all Pare Rangers.
Pare Rangers.
We celebrate in that corner. It's usually a small table as well.
Yeah. With pulutan.
With pulutan, there's
We're
the sisig.
sitting on crates.
There's the
The titos were sitting on crates before hipsters, you know.
It's because we never had shares.
Yeah, because that's the real shit.
Yeah. It's
Well,
the
like,
street corner.
Playing like what you call it, pasoy. Always pasoy. And yeah, man, just be you.
The Pare Rangers that I see now, like my dad and his mates,
Yeah.
they do karaoke.
Yeah.
Like they'll go to somebody's house in their garage and they've got their karaoke set up there. They'll be drinking, eating pulutan and whatever, and be singing karaoke
Yeah.
for the whole night. And
That's freedom right there.
And
Man.
I remember because I think I told this on a previous episode, but I was with you guys. It was my brother and like with Garcia and a bunch of us. And I get a call from my dad and he's like, hey, I've been drinking. Can you come pick me up and take me home? And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool. And it was like 10 p.m. And so I said to everyone, hey, I got to go. I got to pick up dad. And when I get there, he's like, oh, I meant at midnight because I'm still drinking. And he's like,
there early.
yeah, I got there 2 hours early. So they're like, come inside, have a drink with us and
See,
eat with us.
he converted you to a Pare Ranger.
I became a Pare Ranger that day.
Watching shit.
But watching them like sing and laugh and like, you know.
But you sang as well that night, right?
Yeah.
All I hear is raindrops.
Full circle. There's a callback there. No, but yeah, but watching them have that much fun and that freedom is just, man,
Yeah.
it seems good.
Yeah.
It seems
It's
good.
like a little world that they just get into. Like when my titos and tita, I remember my titos in their Power Ranger group, the Power Ranger group is sometimes I stay away from it. It can get too toxic because like they
Yeah.
get too honest. They get way too honest for your own good. They start giving you advice and stuff that you don't want to hear. Just like
do tell.
Well,
what
no,
kind of
just
advice?
life advice. Like the whole 3 years or 4 years ago before my son, they're like telling me like now's the time to get pregnant.
Oh,
Now's the time. You're not getting any younger.
Not getting
Yeah.
any younger.
You're
Huh?
not getting any younger. I was like, I just came here to give you guys beers.
That must hit different with females, right? Like the whole, you're
Oh,
not
they-
getting any younger.
They,
Like
get, they would cop it.
the
a lot
pressure
more,
on the
yeah.
whole biological clock thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Then they cop it from that marriage. They could cop it from kids, marriage,
Yeah.
career, all that. Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I feel sorry for like I got 3 younger sisters, and yeah, I sense like them copying it more than I would cop.
Mm.
Like it's unfair that us guys get it more easier than the sisters.
Yeah.
But like we try our best. can't
See, this is again, this is talking about the real shit that
It's real
exists.
shit.
But
Mm.
look, we don't want to dwell on we make light of the situation, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck, man.
happy topic, and we need a good topic to end on. Then we'll go through get to the Cheatcoder stash.
Oh, okay. Well, just before we end, man, there's a recent movie that came out called Hustle by Adam Sandler.
Oh, I
You
need
guys
to watch
get
it.
I haven't
I
seen
need
it
to
yet.
watch it.
It looks good, man.
It's amazing. I
I mean,
coming from him.
when he was in Uncut Gems, like that movie was really good.
Mhm.
Like when I saw that, I was like,
I think you guys should watch it. The
Yeah.
soundtrack's good too.
who's the studio that did that? Was it A24? No.
I don't even know which suit. I would have thought it was what's his name, Happy Madison.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also LeBron
Oh
produces
yeah,
as well.
LeBron.
So it'd be
produced it.
LeBron's production
Yeah.
company as well.
So Adam Sandler, LeBron James, Maverick Carter,
So,
Jeff Kirschenbaum, Zach Roth, Joe Roth, and other people.
Yeah. So it'll be
Wow,
around
man.
that
I think it's a
company.
good film. You guys, I suggest a lot of people should watch it.
If we're throwing in like this is kind of like a Cheatcoder stash, but for movies, I'm gonna throw in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage.
What?
Yeah. That movie. Yeah. I heard about that.
It's so good. Like if you're a fan of like Nicolas Cage's like just being the actor he is, this is the movie for
with
you.
his acting choices, all the choices that he makes in movies.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
like it's a movie where he plays himself and all.
And he meets his biggest fan.
Yeah.
And then and then they go on this big adventure. This becomes a really exaggerated adventure of like it's like the fan is like getting hunted down by the CIA because he's like a cartel guy, and now Nicolas Cage is their what you call it their snitch in the thing, the undercover guy. So and then Nicolas Cage is playing himself. So
Didn't that happen in real life with what's his name? Oh fuck! Sorry, dude. Sean Penn. He outed someone.
I don't remember.
that's, I don't know,
cartel dude or whatever?
that seems familiar.
Someone
But,
was
like,
in hiding, and then they wanted to meet up with Sean Penn.
Yeah.
And they just followed Sean Penn. They busted this dude. Like, oh, fuck, you're
Well,
fucked, bro.
this movie is amazing. It's a very self-aware movie.
Yeah.
Like because one of the premises in it is like him and the big fan. The fan wants to make a movie with Nicolas Cage,
Right.
and they
Cartel
want he wants
guy.
and the cartel guy wants to make a movie with Nicolas Cage, and he just spoiler alert the movie that they were trying to make ends up being like kind of like what the movie that it is, you know. It's like a movieception type of vibe.
Yeah.
It's like, we should make this into a character drama.
It's a very meta.
And maybe we should
meta.
try to get some reach and put some action into it towards the end. And that practically became the movie. And I love like meta movies like that are very self-aware, and then like, I need to get into Chippendale. I'm gonna watch it.
To which one?
Chippendale.
Rescue Rangers. Right.
Watch that. I have to watch it. But yeah, that's what I recommend. Massive, unbearable weight of massive talent.